My name is Mark Morgan. I'm an associate professor in the School of Natural Resources at the University of Missouri. My teaching and research interests deal with human dimensions of natural resource management. And what that really means is people's interaction with the natural environment, the outdoors. So what we have is management problems typically occur where there's a problem with the environment, there's also a problem with people, and so we try to manage these situations together. So carp are an invasive species. We need to do something about it. It becomes a management problem, but it also is a social problem. They're overpopulating the Mississippi River Basin and all its tributaries. So they're hurting the native species, the native fish, and they're also threatening to get in the Great Lakes, which could kind of disrupt the multi-billion-dollar commercial and recreational fishing industry. So there's a huge problem, there's a lot at stake, and we're looking for potential solutions, but we haven't come up with a lot of those at this point in time.
Markets for Asian carp here in Illinois in the Midwest do exist, but we need some help. Things for like human consumption, fish fertilizers, animal feeds, fish meal, fish oil are all there, but need to grow. Asian carp have been consumed for long periods of time. This is a healthy fish, right? Light, white, flaky meat is delicious. High in omega-3s, omega-6s. I mean, this is a valuable protein that's feeding the world.
Over the last 5 years, I've done a lot of taste tests using carp, and I've given it to grocery stores, I've given it to restaurants. We've done a lot of feeding events across the state, and literally I've fed Asian carp to thousands of Missourians, and they really love the taste of it. And I thought, well, if Missourians like the taste of carp so well, then people in developing countries would like it even more. And so therefore that encouraged me to think in terms of processing it in a different way.
My name is Idalbert Joseph, and founder of Glow House Services for people in Haiti. Okay, sending fish to Haiti, it's a great idea because those people go hungry all the time. The fish go to have. They are very poor in Haiti. So the northwest part, for example, they're buying a sweet potato or a green banana with eggs. Some of them, that's enough for the whole day for them. Most of them, they love fishing when they go to the sea. The family going fishing there, they love fish. The protein is very important. We need to teach them about the health situation, the food they're eating, what kind of food they have to eat to have a good protein.
Protein is probably the greatest source of need in the country. They have other sources of protein, but not animal-based sources of protein. There's actually multiple benefits of using carp as a hunger relief strategy. One, it's very cheap. It's a very inexpensive food source. Second is a great source of protein. Third, it's high in omega-3 fatty acids, and then it's very low in contaminants. So therefore, it really becomes a win-win. What we can do is help to rid our water systems, big river systems, of the Asian carp, and then we could process and package the fish in a way that doesn't require refrigeration or freezing, send it to Haiti to assist with their humanitarian efforts.
My name's Clint Carter. I run our family business, Carter's Fish Market. I'm a commercial fisherman, and I'm a big advocate for using this invasive Asian carp. The Asian carp were brought in the 70s from China to the United States to clean up the water and to raise in aquaculture with fish farmers. So that's where they began. Then their floods, they released into the Mississippi River Basin and spread widely throughout. They get too large for other fish to eat. You know, a 20-pound fish, there's no natural predators out there besides us. If you don't have a harvest, you will not balance the ecosystem. Carp are a big problem, and they are increasing in numbers throughout the United States. Our average fishing trip, we land between 4,000 and 7,000 pounds. The silver carp are valued at 10 cents a pound. We need to get the value up because it costs a lot of money for the boat, trucks, and nets and equipment licensing and everything else.
If you're familiar with some of the ecological writings in the 60s, Rachel Carson wrote a book called Silent Spring, talking about we're putting all these toxins in the water, we're creating a problem, which led to solutions. Scientists start thinking, are there biological controls we can use in ponds and places, things that will eat nuisance aquatic vegetation? Let's bring over the grass carp in 1960. What about the plankton blooms and things like that that happen when you feed channel catfish in an aquaculture environment? Well, let's bring over a bighead carp or silver carp as early as 1974 to help cleaning the water. So these things were brought over to actually help us in the aquaculture environment, but these fish quickly got out. And in the middle of 1970s already, we have bighead and silver carp out in the environment and really moving throughout the Mississippi River. We often get asked how many fish are out there in the Illinois River, in the Mississippi River, in the Missouri River. That number is really impossible. There's a lot. Asian carp are a threat to our native fish. We think there's probably 20 to 50 million pounds available for harvest annually, and that won't get rid of them.
This project addresses a very important environmental issue at home, which is reduction of invasive species into our big river systems, while providing for the needs of people that live in undeveloped countries, such as Haiti, because their biggest need is a source of protein. What we consider to be trash becomes somebody else's treasure. I think this is a creative solution to an environmental problem because it involves people and natural resources.
My name is Megan Wheeler, and I'm a Fisheries and Wildlife Science major here at the University of Missouri. The McNair Scholars Program is a year-long competitive program aimed at getting undergraduate students interested and participating in their own research projects. I chose to do my research project on preserving Asian carp for use as a food resource in third world nations. This project aims to provide people in developing nations with a source of food, healthy food, while reducing the population of Asian carp here in the U.S., but not increasing the consumer's risk of health issues. I first became interested in carp when I volunteered with Dr. Morgan for his Eat Mo Carp program at a Bass Pro event. That program works on trying to get people interested and aware of the idea of eating carp as part of a way of controlling their populations, which I thought was very interesting.
My role in this project involves providing some technical assistance and helping to work out the details on the drying and salting and basically the preservation of the carp. We're using a meat smoker in our process because it provides a more uniform set of conditions for accomplishing the dehydration process. Asian carp has not had a historically desired image here in the United States. Since it was an invasive species, it has a negative connotation. It's not necessarily normal for local people to go out, harvest the product, and make use of it. And yet Asian carp is very popular in other portions of the world. Just feeding the population is not the only thing that's beneficial. I think there's probably some goodwill involved. If we can find an alternative use for the Asian carp so that we can depopulate them locally where we don't particularly care for them in order to make them available in other parts of the world, we think that that could be a beneficial situation as well. It's certainly a concept of using salted and dried food to alleviate the concerns about refrigeration and the electrical systems that are necessary for those kind of conditions. For our purposes is to look at the right combination of salts, dehydration, and some packaging in order to properly preserve the fish longest possible time for the consumer, and yet also keep the cost as minimal as possible.
Convoy of Hope started in 1994, and we really started with a desire to serve communities and help meet needs both in areas of disasters as well as community events. Started in California, then we got transplanted here to Missouri. This is a good central location. So we're everywhere from the Philippines and Asia to we're working in three to four different countries in Africa, from Kenya, Tanzania, Ethiopia to our part of the world. We're working in Haiti, Nicaragua, El Salvador. Our main focus is helping meet nutritional needs because we believe that that's an important building block to a community. When it comes to animal-based protein, it's definitely something we're always looking for more of. When we initially made contact with Dr. Morgan in 2015 and heard the original concept around the carp project, we were obviously very intrigued from the protein piece of it, but as well as being Missouri-based, being aware of the problem that existed with the carp infiltration here in the U.S., we just felt that this is an incredible potential partnership. The current carp that we're looking at sending right now, we're sending to the country of Haiti. Haiti, for us, we feed over 90,000 kids there every school day, so we're excited to add this product offerings there to the kids. We're excited to also look at this as a feasibility study to see how can we do more of this types of things and continue to work with Dr. Morgan on seeing how we can explore to grow and get this to more countries, even beyond Haiti. For this project, we're super excited because it's going to add a different tool to our toolbox of what we offer to kids. kids through adding more protein. So we see that that's going to impact their nutritional health, which is going to affect their ability to come to school more consistently, which is going to affect the long-term impact of that community and ultimately the country.
Yeah, they love their fish. Yeah, they like it.
Well, that was our first trial at serving Asian carp to Haitians. I did it with the kids on purpose. They loved it. There's other problems that need creative solutions as well. Be thinking about what you can do to help the environment.